Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session. We would be talking about agents. All the agents that are powered by Microsoft, published by Microsoft in terms of your facilitator agents, your interpreter agents, researcher agents. Few of this is already generally available, so you would be seeing those in your Copilot premium license, what is also called as the paid license. So you would already see those agents in your, if you are using Copilot, the paid version, you would be able to see those. Only one agent, that is the co-work, is something that is not generally available right now. It is coming in end of June or the first week of July is what the timelines are for it to be generally available. But if you're a part of a frontier firm, you would have that agent available as well. Thank you to the sponsors. Without them, the event would have not been possible. They have their booths in the expo hall, so I would highly recommend you all to visit them. Quick introduction about me. I have been into this industry for 14 years, helping customers with Microsoft 365 services, starting from OCS, Link, Skype for Business, Teams, and now slowly and gradually getting into the Teams premium capabilities and Microsoft 365 Copilot and the AI services as such, including Copilot Studio and building custom agents for the customers. I am based out of Toronto, so the weather outside is similar what we get all 4 months. And that's the reason why I love this weather. But based out of Toronto, work at my own firm, work with most of my customers based in states, helped a lot of state and local governments, both in Canada as well as in the States, moving them to Microsoft 365 services from the legacy platform as such. So quick agenda that we would be looking at. We would be looking at each of these agents. For few, I have video recordings that we would be looking at, and then for the rest of them, we would look at a live demo. We'll look at what are the daily use cases that you might use, whether you'll use the researcher agent or you'll use the analyst agent. What are the different use cases there? When would you use the co-work? Although it is just named as co-work and in the agents panel, so you would be able to see all those demos as such. Any one of us have used any of these agents already? I know Facilitator would be the common one for every meetings. Researcher, analyst, okay, co-work. Have you all seen the demo of the co-work capability by any chance? Okay, so we'll look at all those. Since my tenant is a part of the Frontier program, I am able to go into co-work, look at what different things it can do and what capabilities it offers as well. So we'll look at all those things. Facilitator agent, an agent that runs into your meeting, captures all your notes, it keeps you on track, it tells you if you have a specific agenda already predefined for your meeting, it informs you what have been discussed, takes your AI generated notes, creates task, follow-up task after your meeting so that tasks can be assigned in a loop component. So it does all those action as a part of Teams meeting. This is on the roadmap to be added for Teams phone as well. So you would have there, and then the next one that is there, it would be added into the phone capability. So you will have facilitator there, and the interpreter agent is also the other one that would be added both on the Teams phone, on the Teams application, as well as on the IP phone specifically. Because if someone is using a shared device, or if someone is not logged in on a desktop client, there you would need the interpreter agents coming in as well. It leverages loop component. It requires you to have a Teams premium, not a Teams premium. It requires you to have a Microsoft 365 Copilot premium license as such. Now, who needs the license? Who is organizing the meeting? The person who is organizing the meeting needs to have the Copilot premium license, not the attendees. Attendees would be able to see the notes around the facilitator agent being active. Right now, it requires you to enable transcripts, without which it would not work. Works are in progress where you would be able to leverage facilitator agents without transcripts as well. Go ahead. Almost the same, but facilitator agent gives more enhancement, and things are changing with the agent, with the roadmap that we did look at few months ago. Things are changing with the facilitator agent, but with things with premium is something that is only generated after your meetings is over in Teams premium perspective. But when you look at facilitator agent, or if you're looking in the Copilot side, you can use it during the meetings as well. You can make those changes during the meeting as well. But Teams premium is where only after the meeting is completed your data is generated as such. Any more questions? I know the audio is not working, but the audio will come out of my laptop. Let's see if it works.
Introducing the Facilitator, a new agent that works alongside you and your team in Teams meetings. Start by scheduling the meeting. In the Teams calendar, you can easily enable note-taking for the meeting. If the meeting is already underway, just toggle on AI-generated note-taking in the Notes tab. A notification will appear in the meeting chat confirming real-time notes have been activated. As the meeting is in progress, you can access real-time notes by clicking on the Notes icon. You'll see the notes automatically generate in the pane as the conversation happens. They're organized by topic with follow-up tasks that are automatically generated. Collaborating is easy. You can co-author notes alongside your team and the facilitator, make updates, and add details at any time. Real-time notes are continuously captured and accessible to the whole team, so everyone is aligned before the meeting ends. After the meeting, just click on the Recap tab for the meeting notes where all the key details are organized, and action items are ready to go. AI-generated note-taking allows you and your team to engage deeper in discussions and achieve meeting objectives efficiently.
Now, so one important fact is you would be able to co-edit the notes that a facilitator is generating. One, there is an additional capability of audio recap, which was recently launched as well. So that is only available with the Copilot premium subscription. So that's something that's there as well. Interpreter agent right now supports 9 different languages. So if someone is speaking in one of the language and you want to have native language communication, interpreter agent is something that's really useful, helpful. The request was to expand this interpreter agent beyond meetings. So that's where the work is happening right now. You would have interpreter agent coming into Teams phone. So if you are on an audio call and you are communicating with a person on a different language, you would be able to use interpreter agent and translate those languages as well. In Canada, we have that kind of an issue where like we have French-speaking population, so that's where this comes in very handy. Again, if you're working in a multi-geolocation, you can use these languages. Right now, 9 different languages are supported. It is supposed to be expanded to more languages, expected to go up to 26 what you have in your translation capability. So that's what is coming on the on the interpreter agent as well. In addition to that, interpreter agent would also be added to Teams phone dedicated devices, the Teams native IP phones, not the SIP devices. Facilitator agent or the interpreter agent would be there as well. Let's go to the next slide or the next quick demo around the facilitator agent, and then we can take some questions.
Break down language barriers with the interpreter agent for more inclusive meetings. Interpreter can be activated during a Teams meeting at any time. Once you've turned on Interpreter, you can choose from 9 different languages for real-time interpretation. You have the option of simulating your voice, or you can choose a preset voice option.
Hi, thank you everyone for joining. Today's session is a quick...
Hola, gracias a todos por unirse. La sesión de hoy es un breve recorrido de avances recientes y herramientas nuevas que estamos lanzando para apoyar el trabajo entre funciones.
Today, I'll be covering a few key updates that impact how we collaborate and where to find.
오늘은 우리가 협업하는 방식과 일상적으로 필요한 자료를 어디에서 찾을 수 있는지에 대해 주요 업데이트를 드리려고 합니다. 이번 세션에서는
Interpreter enables effortless, global collaboration, allowing everyone to communicate authentically in meetings.
One important functionality of Interpreter Agent is Interpreter Agent is now also available in your town halls as well as in your webinars. So if you have people coming in from different, or customers or end users coming in from different part of the world, and they want to have their own language, everyone can interpret it into their own language as such. So there could be like people using German, some people using Spanish. All those things are possible out of gate using the Interpreter Agent as such. All these agents, apart from the Facilitator Agent, is enabled by default on the tenant. Admins has the capability to disable this agents as per their requirements as well. So you can disable it. Go ahead.
Is there any way to allow it to work across tenants? Right? So if you're a tenant, you're like, call me, my tenant, run meetings. Can both of us use it, or can only the hosting?
I did cover this yesterday during my session, and we'll cover up from the admin center. We'll look at how you can do not only just Interpreter Agent, but all different agents between the two tenants, and Copilot between the two tenants as well. So we'll cover those in the, yeah, go ahead. Yes. For phone calls. I don't have a timelines. It would be this year itself. I know that, but not the exact timelines. No problems. Researcher and analyst agent, two important agents that have been there almost 6 to 9 months now. My daily use case across these agents is if I'm preparing for a presentation to provide information into a community session, or if I'm doing a presentation to my customers, if I'm doing any kind of research work for any of my customer, understanding what kind of portfolio they are working in, what challenges they are running into, the researcher agent comes in very handy. You can provide your presentation document, it can review it, it can research, you can provide them with the outline, it can provide you that whether you are covering up all your topics or not. It gives you all those granular level of information. If you are running into any kind of a challenges, just provide the information to these agents and they would get you all those information back as well. Again, this needs to have a Copilot premium license, so that is a mandate right now. Things haven't changed. In future, it could be expanded to the Microsoft 365 chat, but not at the moment. You need to have the premium subscription for Interpreter Agent as well. As well as the researcher agent. For researcher agent, it goes across your Outlook, it goes across your SharePoint, OneDrive, all different cross-platform. It would access all the information that your user have an access to. It would also go on to the web to research around the services or the prompt that you have put in and build up a document that you would require. So it can go out over the internet and provide you a response from there as well. You can control as an administrator whether the internet access would be there to these agents, or it should only be providing you the information from the tenant as such. Any question on this? Researcher agent, analyst agent, and co-work is something that we would be looking in from a live demo standpoint. Any questions? All good. Analyst agent. Come on. Okay, let's see. Analyst agent. Everyone would have worked on Excel, different kind of formulas. Remembering the formulas is one heck of a task. Analyst agent is pre-built to get you doing all those tasks like a regular analyst would do. If you have spreadsheets, if you have Excel documents, Word documents, text format documents provided to the analyst agent, it would be able to convert those documents into meaningful data and provide you with what you have requested for. So one of my customer I was working for them on the 911 perspective. I requested the network team give me the output for all your Wi-Fi access points with all those information. They gave me a good information of 30,000 line item in a text format that contains all the BSS IDs, all the access point information, and they want me to work upon and get those in an Excel format, which the Teams Admin Center would accept. And that's where the analyst agent and the researcher agent helped me out a lot, especially the analyst agent. It works on the document. It helps you prepare those Excel format. Had it been, I have to go back and look at those data. The data was not accurate enough. I'll show you the example as well, how the data looked like and what we did or what I was able to do. It took 6 minutes for it to review all that 30,000 line item and update it in an Excel format that is more acceptable into the Teams Admin Center as such. Any questions on the analyst agent? The last one on the list, co-work. Something more coming in from the Anthropic co-work capability itself. It works phenomenally in terms of what capability it can get you. Whether for it would prompt you with the information. It can edit your documents, it can edit your PowerPoint presentation, it can convert those PowerPoint presentations, it can go into your mailbox, schedule your meetings. All those tasks can be done using this agent. It can go and check other users' mailbox, check their availability, if they are available, if their calendars are shared. It can do that. It can prompt you, it can give you all those information in terms of co-work. It can run multiple tasks at the same time. So if you're working with researcher agent or analyst agent, you can only do one task at a time, but with co-work you can run multiple parallel tasks at one single go as such. Co-work and soon we would have another agent coming in, what is called as Claw. Team is working on it. The initial prototype is being tested in Ring 1.0. So I did look at it, looks really promising on that side, but even co-work is way powerful, and we'll look at a quick demo around co-work and what all capabilities it can do. With that, let's go into live demos. Any questions on any of these agents till now? That is the reason why I was seeing this problem. Perfect. Okay, few things before we get into the demo is Agents panel or Agent 365 is what you would be leveraging if you want to control or configure any of these agents. There are a lot of agents which Microsoft is building. Few of them is HR agent that is coming in, and there is another legal agent that is coming in. So those are few agents that is work in progress in the backend. So if any configuration of this agent needs to happen, this is the place where you would come in, you would configure all the configurations for Microsoft specific agents, but also third-party agents, and you can filter it by the publisher type, which your users are using, and Microsoft or third-party. So you would be able to control this. Part of E7, the move towards E7 capability. Agents 365 again has an administrator. You would need the Agent 365 license to manage it. That is something that has changed, and you would need the Agent 365 license to manage it, view all the information. Your users who are using it doesn't need the complete E7 license, but if you have a Copilot add-on, you can still have the functionality working. To manage it, you would still need the Agent 365 license. Yeah. It requires a full Copilot license. All the agents require you a full Copilot license. Apart from if you're using QZap, that is a part of Teams Premium. And in addition to that, you do not have Teams Premium has a part of E7. It is still separate. So where would you see all these agents? You would be able to see the agents. So this is my Copilot tab here. I would be able to see all the agents that is enabled for my tenant, the researcher agent, the analyst agent, the co-work. Predominantly, those are the three ones that I use a lot. There is SharePoint agents as well that can help you to manage the SharePoint websites, to keep the sites updated, to keep the information. If you need to retire any of your SharePoint pages, those agents are available as well. So let's start with co-work. Okay. Right before this call, I did a few of the tasks already, and then I'll definitely go back and we can look at few of those information. Sorry. I was working, so one of the prompt that I used, so this is the prompt that was added where I was researching around how the financials for Microsoft as an organization looks like, and get me all the financial data. So Cowork did a good overview. It prepared me a summary document. It gave me an Excel format, cover sheet, and the financial documents for this. So anything around Cowork gets saved on your OneDrive. So you would have an access to your OneDrive where all these documents get saved. Every session that you have with Cowork is a separate folder that gets created. If you have an output, it would have an output folder. If you have an input, if you added any attachment from your documents from your OneDrive or from your laptop, if that's there, it would go under the input folder as well. So you would do that. We'll look at input and output as well. But this is what it was able to prepare for me. And this can be done for any organization. It was able to prepare the complete income statement, what the balance sheet looked like, what was the cash flow, what was the key things, and what was the valuation. So this is something Cowork was able to do that. If I'm doing a research around any specific organization, whether it is my customers, whether it is I'm looking for work with some specific organization, we can definitely have Cowork do those tasks as well. In addition to that, what else it can do? It can organize your mailbox. It can organize your inbox. It can review the meetings where you are marked optional. It can free up the time on your calendar. It can it can inform you proactively which meetings can be rescheduled based on your calendar for the whole week. All those tasks can be done by Cowork. So that's available in the Frontier form right now, but this is something coming up in your, this would be generally available in the month of June, towards end of June or the early first week of July as such. Any questions till now? Okay. And this was the same prompt that I used. We can put in any company name, any organization name, and it would be able to do research as such. I help customers with Microsoft Teams. So at times, if customers have issues and they share their log files, this is what I do. I put in the prompt, my customer was having an issue with 911 services. This is the log files that they have shared with me. Can you review it and tell me what could be the issue? It went down. Although I have added the zip folders, it went down, it looked at the IP addresses, it looked at the logs, it gave an accurate information, what has been matched, what has not been matched, what needs to be updated, and what are the recommended action that needs to be done in the priority sequence as such. So all those things can be done, and it also gives you a reference back which specific file that it is being looking and what needs to be updated as well with the command prompts. Go ahead.
Have you played with the scheduled item? Talk a little bit about that. Like I've played with it a little bit where I've had like a schedule during the task or something. It feels like after a while it sort of fires or something.
Yes, at times I have seen that there has been issues where your task is running for more than 24 hours. I have run into those issues in the initial days where I was using Cowork. I gave it a task, but it was running for more than, when you initially provision Cowork in your organization, it takes roughly 48 to 72 hours for it to get provision onto the tenant, post which it works seamlessly. That's where my experience was when I started doing it. In the first few days, it was running into those issues, and then once it was all automatically be able to detect it, and it was able to do those seamlessly without any problems. That was in terms of Cowork. So let's put in a prompt for Cowork and see what it can do. Now, I did mention that it can do multiple tasks in parallel. So right now, if you look at it, it is working. I can click on stop. But if I want to start another task at the same time in parallel, this is in progress, I can still do another task in parallel as well. So all those options and possibilities are available with Cowork. Now, something around while that output is coming in, we would use the analyst agent, and I will show you the output file which my customers gave me. This is how the output file looks like. I cannot copy and paste it. It has data in between. They just went into the documentation and they just ran output from their network device and gave me a 30,000 line items. So if you look at it, 30,813 line items that needs to be segregated and mapped. So we'll go back to our application, upload the file. I'll come back, I'll upload it. Once the file is updated, it will parse it and build up the Excel format that you would need to input it into your Microsoft 365 Admin Center or the Teams Admin Center for updating 911 for all the different locations. So that is something. It takes a while. It takes 6 to 8 minutes to review this and update it accordingly. While it is doing, so look at what Cowork is able to do. It is able to schedule this meeting with the attendee. You can add enter location, what time you want. It can create those meetings. It will prompt you whether the timeline looks good, whether the date looks good, and based on that, it would update all the information as well. So one task got completed. Go ahead. Not on the Teams Admin Center. The previous example that I had where customer gave me an log files where they were having issues with 911. So they provided me with the end user logs, which I inputted into the Cowork to understand what's happening. So I was working on a similar issue where the Microsoft support team was working with a customer for 45 different long days where they had an issue with network. They were using Citrix VDI workspace and they were not able to figure out what's happening. So we captured the logs, network as well as the VDI specific logs, and added the same. I came back and I added those into the same Cowork space, and it was able to tell me that VDI is not optimized. The VDI services were not optimized as per the requirement, and the slim core version of the VDI Teams application was not getting loaded, which was causing the problem. So all those things can be done here. Go ahead.
So if you actually have to put logs into it,
Correct. Correct.
is there a way for it to
No, not yet. Not yet with Cowork. Work are in progress with Claw that we might be having those features, but I haven't seen that yet completely. Yeah, go ahead. When you say context, is it about your profile, what you do? That's already there in Copilot. I can show you those as well. Go ahead. Good question. Cowork, I am able to update a lot of other information. It not only when you go ahead and look at a researcher agent, I did do a comparison between both. Researcher is able to provide you information that it would be able to access it. But on Cowork, what it can do is it can go ahead and trigger tools in the backend, like I was analyzing the packet capture. Researcher cannot go ahead and do those tasks at the backend, but Cowork can go ahead, open up the access for a network capture, review that network capture, and update it accordingly. So all those tasks is something that Cowork can do, whereas researcher and analyst fails there as such. No, right now, no cap on researcher as well as no cap on the Cowork side. In future, if it comes, no commitment on that side. We don't know. But right now, since Cowork is only limited to the frontier firms, so that is one of the reason that not that much requests are going in, but upgrades are happening in the backend. So that is something that's there. Go ahead. Oh, absolutely. A perfect question. The major thing that I have seen based on my research with all these agents is especially the researcher agent and analyst agent. They are not hallucinating at all in terms of those documentation. When you provide a context that I want you to only review this specific Word document or this specific text file, it will only go ahead and review only those documentation. It won't go on the web as such. The hallucination happens when things have been asked, it's completely vague and it has to go and access on the web. But when you have a context provided specifically, let's see if in that case it would be able to give all those information seamlessly without any problems. I know we always say things can change, but I have looked at the documentation, works all fine. Okay, I need an Excel document. Okay, but it works seamlessly on those lines. It can provide those in a format. Let me see if I can pull up the Excel that it built for me. Give me 30 seconds and I can get you the Excel document which we've been working upon. Okay, all set. So this was the Excel that I previously built from the same Word document. Then I keep on updating the address, I keep on updating the different information and modify it. But here is what it builds up. It gives me each individual access point, it gives me what are the Wi-Fi access point details, and I can pull from there on as such. Build it accordingly, update it, and then if you need, you can update the location information and input those back into your team's admin center. So this helps a lot in terms of researcher and analyst agent. Go ahead. At times the behaviors with agents are very accurate enough versus what you use in Copilot. Now with Copilot we use both the ChatGPT version as well as the Anthropic models as well, the cloud versions of the models. It is improving, but agents are more specifically driven to do those tasks. Like I was mentioning, researcher and analyst agents are available, but we are also having some more agents coming in where you would be able to do like the legal services. There is a legal agent that's coming in that would give you, it has those contexts at the back end what needs to happen. Correct. When you use Copilot in general, it still can go and access on the web as such. Go ahead. Researcher, analyst, those two have it. You can use researcher and analyst into your meetings as well, so even those are possible. Yes, only those two has it right now, not the other ones. Cowork doesn't have it, and even the legal agent that's coming in, that doesn't have it yet. Any more questions? Anything else that, okay, there was one question around how will you use Teams or Copilot between different tenants. So Copilot, if you have used Copilot right now, you cannot use Copilot if Microsoft.com domain has scheduled up a meeting with javacore.com domain. Java core folks cannot use Copilot in that meetings or during those meetings. So this is where you would have to have B2B member access created. You would have to have B2B federation created from your Entra to the other tenant, post which all your Copilot capabilities would be enabled, and you can use Copilot between those tenants as well. So you just need to have B2B federation both ways, inbound, outbound, and you can use Copilot in those organizations. So if you have your own tenant in two different tenants and you want to use Copilot in only one of the tenant, this is the best way I can recommend you. Correct. You just need to have B2B setup. No guest accounts, no additional licenses. Just set this up and you can use Copilot in your external organization. So that's where it is powerful. Both the tenants have to have the B2B federation, inbound, outbound, both ways. Any more questions? They are adding up the capabilities where you can the end users can request licenses. Again, those licenses requests comes in here in the Agent 365. So if someone has used those licenses or have requested those licenses, that's where the licenses request would come in. You would be able to see what your users are using, which agents are being used, like Copilot Cowork. That is one that I use a lot, and researcher and analyst as well. So all those things are available out of gate with your Copilot premium license. In terms of what do you wanna hear about on pay-as-you-go subscription? That is correct. As of date today, things are changing in the month of July, where you would be able to access researcher analyst agents with pay-as-you-go subscription as well. SharePoint Agent is also coming. SharePoint Agent is already enabled. You can use the SharePoint agents, both the admin and the page agent, with pay-as-you-go subscription. And additional agents are being added to that subscription as such. The main reason why we have pay-as-you-go as well as the free version of the Microsoft 365 chat. So the free version of Microsoft 365 chat does not have this agent capability. It is restricted, and that is not going to change in the near future, at least for next 6 months, or until we have this even next year. I don't see any changes coming into those. Again, if you would have seen a recent notification, if you have an organization which is more than 2,000 users in your tenant, you cannot use the free agents in Word, Outlook, and Excel. The Microsoft 365 chat agent that is available there would have already been removed. It was 15th of April when they started removing those for an tenant which is more than 2,000 users. So Cowork was able to build up a presentation, was able to set up a meeting. Graphic doesn't looks much good, but if you have your own version, if you have your own templates, it adheres to those templates as such. So that is something that I highly recommend, to use your own custom templates. So it gives you all those detail. I have mentioned it only 10 slides, so it adheres to that as well, where you can use it, standard versus premium, all those feature comparison, ROI details, and the phase rollout, what you need to do. It also built up a Word document for me to have those conversation, so it can we can have those discussion what needs to happen at that call. The best one, the more enhanced functionality of Cowork is is prepping you for a meeting. It can go ahead and look at your OneDrive. It can go ahead and look at your organization's data to understand if you're working with a customer, what was the latest update. You can also integrate external APIs into CoWork. Right now, it is in beta phase where the testings are happening, but you also have an option where if you have ServiceNow incidents where your ticketing tools is there, that can integrate. So if you are preparing it for a QBR, or if you are preparing it for an upcoming discussion with the customer for new projects, you can go back and review those tickets. What have they been facing issues with? So all those things is something that can be integrated with CoWork seamlessly. Go ahead.
Licensing question. When you're assessing what licensing works that you find licensing on Copilot, is the economical go E7 license Copilot?
I would not. I would still go with E5 plus Copilot until and unless I am using capabilities of Agent 365, which as of date today, I've seen only the admins need the E7 completely, but until and unless you're getting a better discount on the E7 perspective when you are combining it with E5 and Copilot, absolutely go ahead with the E7 capabilities. Go ahead. Yeah. Yes, you need to have a full Copilot license as an administrator to use that. Partner admin accounts, which you use via Partner Admin Center, cannot leverage this. So this is one thing to note, that you need to have a full-fledged Copilot premium license as of now. Some feedback that has gone back to Microsoft on this agent itself. It can understand what numbers is, but it cannot understand what DID is. So some of the feedbacks that I have already provided back to the team to work upon, because it's just a terminology difference, but it is something that is being worked upon. So this is what he's referring to, where you have an Copilot within the Teams Admin Center. Has been there for almost 4 to 6 months now for commercial tenants, but for other tenants, this is coming in where it can go ahead and review logs. It can go ahead and look at user profiles, tell you what kind of information that is available, how many numbers you have, if you want to assign numbers to the users. All those tasks can be done by this Copilot within the Teams Admin Center. You have a similar version in Exchange, you have a similar version in coming up in SharePoint. Again, the SharePoint one is the SharePoint agent that you have for each specific site. Any more questions? Okay, let is so the one for, I'll show you where the CoWork thing gets saved, where I have my files. I go back into my files and I go in my documents, and this is where my CoWork file gets updated. So you have each session, it gets generated as a GUID value. Each session, my output folder will come in as an output folder. If you have added up some input, or if I have given them some logs, it would store those sessions and logs as well back into the tenant. That's one thing. And the second question that was there around personalization, if Copilot works all good, I can come in and I can do the personalization here. I can save the memory, I can save what I want it to respond with, what my persona looks like. I can do those persona modification as well, and it will give me, so if I'm a product manager for an organization and I want it to respond it as a product manager for that respective organization, it will go ahead and do that. It will give you all those information as what you want, so you can capture those memories back in your profile for Copilot. Any more questions? Okay, I had one last slide which was for questions, and the last slide, I would highly recommend you all to complete the evaluation for each sessions as well as for the overall event. That helps us improving the event next year onwards. Thank you for coming into the session, and have a wonderful day.